There are a lot of songs in the Pokemon games, like a lot. Over 1,000 different tracks, just to give you an idea. It's no secret that the Pokemon series has some bangers, but usually when people talk about the Pokemon games, it's either this, or even this. So for some reason, I wanted to go through every single song in the Pokemon games. Just try to find like the most hidden gems or the most underrated or underappreciated songs. But am I even qualified on taking on such a huge task? No, I don't think so, not even in the slightest. I don't know everything about music, but I do know that I hardly know anything about music. For those of you that don't already know, I'm in a band. We're called the Cutbanks. It's a punk rock band. I play the bass in it. It's pretty cool. Been in it for a couple years now. And I also took band class from elementary school till the end of high school. I was a first chair trumpet. Still have it. Still don't play it. Yup, I was a band geek. Now I'm a Pokemon geek. Funny how things work sometimes. Bullies were right about me all along. Anyway, that's all there is about me. Let's take a deep dive into the Pokemon soundtrack and take a look at these underappreciated songs. Okay, I know a lot of music is usually context-driven. Enjoying a piece of music totally depends on where you are, what you're doing, the atmosphere around you, and the nostalgia centering around it. There's a reason why you probably don't have Tump Thumpin' saved on your phone. Unless you do, in which case I'm sorry for you. Music usually needs these traits to solidify a memory to it. So when you go, oh man, how cool was it fighting Red at the top of Mount Silver and having that epic Pokemon battle music playing, that was sweet. You have this personal memory attached to it like none other. That being said, for most songs in this video, I don't really have a personal attachment to. I've played like most of the Pokemon games, but I've never like sat down and just like listened to over 1,500 tracks before, just for like a single game / video. I don't have that personal memory attributed to most of the songs. That's right, we're going in raw. Okay, so with all that said, here is my list of underappreciated Pokemon singles. Or songs. I don't know why I said singles. I'd like to start this video off with talking about a couple of my favorite Pokemon games, Pokemon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness. They're two games on the GameCube. They're great, they're awesome, but the music is on a whole other level. The composer for these games is Tsukasa Tawada. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Probably one of my favorite composers for the Pokemon games. Now, he usually does the music for the spin-off games like Pokemon Shuffle and Battle Revolution, but this is the first time we get to hear him in the Pokemon series, and holy moly did he hit it home. Songs like Pyrite Town with that funky bass line, the snaps that sound like you're in Greaser territory, and a phenomenal sax melody. Or the lonely and airy harmonica that plays throughout the outskirt sand. Or the industrial intro into the Under that sweeps into this excellent electric keyboard melody, but only after the dripping staccato notes on the piano. Sort of simulating drops of water dripping down or like sneaky footsteps. That's the kind of the vibe I get from that. The snapping is back from the Pyrite Town theme, which is crazy because the Under is right under Pyrite Town, so you get the snapping. It's insane. Heck, even the intro sounds give me chills up my spine. This soundtrack is so incredibly good, you really gotta play the game to get what I mean. But the reward for the most underappreciated songs in Pokemon XD and Pokemon Colosseum goes to the semi-final Colosseum match. Those who've heard it, you already know. This song makes me feel like I'm flying through space, and I love it. The intro opens up with this sick slap sort of palm muted bass sound. Pretty much hear it for the whole entire song. And then Houston, we have Liftoff. There's these little notes going up and down, like arpeggio style. It reminded me of like Shooting Stars or something. And then it happens. SpongeBob himself, in his goofy goober outfit, comes down with this guitar riff to send you straight into the stratosphere, or atmosphere, or the space. It's a space. And it doesn't go on for too long. It leaves you wanting more. But right as it fades out, the synth starts again and brings this awesome melody that I can only just listen to it. Why is this song not the final battle in Coliseum? It is so incredibly good. So underrated. Okay, the video, I've just started it, and it's already gotten me so pumped. So let's take it down a notch. Let's venture into the calming, soothing atmosphere of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are no doubt one of, if not the best Pokemon games to come out ever. And they have a ton of tracks, and I listened to every single one of them. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are most well known for the champion battle theme, and I get why. It's so good. I don't know how they made a song that fits both Red and Lance so well, but they did it. Both two stoic guys who are very good at Pokemon. It reuses a lot of themes in the Pokemon series for battle themes. You know, it's got the quick, like, short notes that simulate, like, urgency. It's got a frantic bass line that kind of sounds like when your Pokemon is dying for some reason. And don't even get me started on the credits theme. It's just an incredible piece. Okay, I know this sounds stupid, but every time I go to listen to this credits theme alone, I start crying. Just like a little, like, one little tear shed down my cheek. I can just remember the time when I beat Pokemon Gold all those years ago, with my overleveled Feraligatr named Bob. I wasn't that creative at names. And just having like the credits theme play and like, I don't know what it is. It's just so good. Just listen to it for a little bit. And I feel like I can't not talk about the National Park theme in this video. It is one of the most beautiful piano pieces to come out of a Pokemon game ever. Just listen to this for a moment. They really went this hard on a track that you only hear for a minute. But the most underappreciated track award in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver goes to Ice Path / Dark Cave. They have the same song. Okay, hear me out. If you ever asked me what is the best cave theme in video games in general, I'd probably say the Cave Story soundtrack. But Ice Path would be a very, very close second. I especially like the original Gold and Silver version of the song. Just feels so like rugged and hopeless, and like you really are trapped inside of a dark cave. Just makes you feel like you're in a dark cave. It's not the craziest track by any means. It's pretty standard and ordinary, but I don't know. I feel like it's underappreciated. I hardly hear anybody using this in like a Pokemon video, but I don't know what kind of Pokemon video they'd use it in. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's just really the atmosphere that takes this track to the top for me. Anyway, next games. Alright, I had to include a new game just so people wouldn't mistake me for one of those fans that only likes the old games. And I don't know about you guys, and I know this isn't the most popular opinion, but I liked Sword and Shield. I think they're pretty good. Yep, cancel me now. And something you don't really get with the older games that you do get with newer games is unlimited tracks for a song. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just glued to one sound font. You could use any MP3. This should, in theory, make Sword and Shield's soundtrack pretty expansive. And it does. Anyway, I went through them all just so I can find the most underappreciated one. In my opinion, they're all pretty underappreciated, but... Alright, Beady? How do you pronounce it? This guy right here. Ugly. Bead? I'm just gonna call him Bead. Bead's theme is so fun. It's like bouncy. It kind of reminds me of a Dummy from Undertale, if you've ever played that. While Toby Fox did write a couple songs for this game, he did not write this song, so maybe it was like inspired by him or something. Anyway, this jazzy little bass track has a sweet guitar going up beside it. Just give it a little listen. Okay, side note, being like a bass player, I love that Pokemon just has like the fattest bass slapping sound fonts for like all their music now. It's actually crazy and great. Okay, next one. Can we talk about how like spooky and eerie the Glimwood Tangle theme is? It's like straight out of like a Halloween Disney movie, like one of the old animated ones. Or not even the animated ones, like the live action ones. I like this one a lot. I love the oboe and the French horn sounds. They're great. But I think for my most underappreciated songs in this game, I'd have to go with the Turffield theme. I love this one. It's so simple. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It opens up with like a simple like guitar riff, like one that you'd hear out of like a mid-2000s rock song, or like an early 2000s rock song. But then it turns into this like wavy, relaxing, bright guitar melody that just like is so soothing to your ears, and it's backed by this like incredibly good bass line and upstroked wahs of like a guitar. It's almost reminiscent of like a beach scene. And when the guitar finishes the melody, just like in the Pokemon Coliseum semifinal battle song, it just sweeps into this synth. It's like they know what they're doing there. I don't get it, but it's working for me. It's a gentle song. It's nothing too crazy, but I think it's super underappreciated. It fits the area it's in super well. It's just a little vibey piece. I'll be the first one ever to appreciate this song. Okay, Generation 6. Whew. The Generation 6 games have finally succumbed to the Pokemon cycle. Being first hated and ridiculed by many, are now loved by the Pokemon community. And it's great to see. I love these games. There's a lot to like about these games, music included. There are over 200 tracks in Pokemon X and Y, and I listen to all of them. That's 3 hours of listening to Pokemon music, sitting in my chair, getting older from one game. Don't say I don't work hard, because I do. Sitting. These games have a really interesting soundtrack to me, though. People probably remember these games for the Champion theme, with its grandiose bells and bouncy bass line. It's also got like a really different final battle feel to it, which I really appreciate. Fitting of a champion such as Diantha. Or like the Lumiose City theme, which uses like a back and forth between like a quieter string section into like this loud big horn section, kind of simulating like your growth as a trainer from like the small town to the big city. But once again, we are tasked of finding the most underrated song in these games. Not the best. I had a little bit of trouble choosing like two in specific. One of them being the Sillage City theme. I love this song. It's got everything I love in a Pokemon City theme. It's got like a slap bass with like the treble turned up super high, and it gives this like wavy feeling, like a palm muted waka waka with the guitar there. That's awesome. And they just like support the main melody even further, which goes from this a beach guitar sort of melody into, you guessed it, like a synth sort of solo, and it's awesome. It's almost as if you like caught a huge wave of water. I don't know what else a wave would be made out of, but well, it's like a beach city, so that makes sense. But probably the most underrated track in these games is Snowbell City. This song is incredible. I love the snowflake like intro. It's like a snowflake turning back and forth, you know? And I love how it transitions into this big like flute and harmonica harmony. This track feels exactly like you're trekking through a lonely, snowy route, and you've got nothing but your Pokemon with you. I also love the little horn section in the middle. That sounds great. You can really visualize the beautiful snowy scenery just from listening to this one song. It's great. Okay, I'm running out of storage on my camera now, so I'm going to blast through a couple songs that I think are underappreciated that I didn't have time to get to in this video. Go! Virbank City Gym. These tracks are awesome. I like how you hear Roxy in the back going P-O-K-E-M-O-N. Pokemon. It's just awesome. I love it. Nimbasa City is sort of overlooked by the next city that you venture to, Driftvale, because Driftvale is just like such a banger. But Nimbasa City is a great song too. It's so funky. It's like you're at a casino almost. The Black City theme, you can really just hear like, I don't know, selfishness or like greed or like, I don't know, anything that goes along those lines in just listening to this song. It's crazy. The special battle in Pokemon Conquest. I bet you didn't expect to see any Pokemon Conquest ever by anybody, but I just think this track is so great. I like how the synth drums sound like a heartbeat, and I think it's got like a really holy vibe. I think it's really cool. It's like a Final Fantasy song. This track might be the most underrated song I've ever heard in Pokemon. Eusine's theme, is that how you say his name? Eusine? In Crystal specifically, I think this track is great. It like really brings out more character into the character himself, Eusine, and I don't know, it's just nothing too crazy. It's just I like this track a lot. Oreburgh City. I love the little bass line that goes along with the main melody of this song. It's so fun. It's like they made mining fun. I don't know if that's possible, but they did it. Eterna City, this might be the least underrated song on this list. It's just so good. It's like you're walking slowly with a horse on, like, I don't know, you're going through town, and it's just awesome. I love the little guitar. I love the flute or the whistle. It's like someone whistling almost. It's just, this one's awesome. Snowpoint City, I feel like this song pairs better with when you're walking around in the game and you hear the crunch of the snow. I don't know how they got the crunch sound effect for the snow in this game, but it is amazing. But the theme itself is really good. It really captures that, like, super northern snow town city that I really like. It's perfect. Trainer's Eyes Meet Psychic, even though it's like a 6-second loop, I love this track so much. Every time I encounter, like, a psychic or, like, a martial arts guy, I let this theme play forever. I just love it so much. I don't know what it is. Crossing the Sea, a Ruby Sapphire Emerald. I love this track. It's when Mr. Briny takes you across on his boat, and you only hear it like once or twice if you're lucky, but I feel like this track doesn't give as much love as it needs because it is really good. The Mount Pyre Exterior. This song is so incredibly good. I love this song so much. The intro is just so cool. I love how it feels like you're scaling the side of a graveyard mountain. If that was even possible to capture in a song, I don't know, but they did it. The SS Aqua theme from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This track feels like you just beat the game and you're on a vacation. And I don't know, that's what happens in the game too. So they captured the theme of this boat really well, I guess. I don't know. It's really good too. Okay, the red table from Pokemon Pinball, the Ruby and Sapphire version. This is almost like a different version of the Tree City from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. It's so good. It sounds like you're in a pinball machine or something like that. I don't know. It's just really good, and I feel like it's really underappreciated. So that's all the underrated Pokemon songs that I have found on my ventures. What do you think? What do you think is the most underrated Pokemon song ever? You can't say like Driftvale theme or like Red's Battle or Cynthia's battle theme or anything like that, because those aren't underrated. You lost. Not the best one, I mean underrated ones. Who knows, I might make another video like this featuring your take. So, a little announcement. Not really an announcement, it's just, I'm going to be streaming all of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on release day. Actually, before that, because I think we're doing a midnight release here. So, I'm going to be streaming it all on my Twitch channel. I'll put that right here, right there. And now it's over there, and I hate myself because now I have to edit that. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming it. So if you want to watch and you want to play together, because there's multiplayer in those games, let's do it. And I'll run up to a shiny Pokemon that you want in your world, and I will take it. Thanks. Anyway, that's it for my time. I gotta go. My camera video is full. Later, skaters. And I'd like to once again thank these lovely commenters for commenting on the last video. You guys rock. I've been getting like so many good comments on my videos. This is insane. Thank you all. Okay, bye.